Hello, Libra, and thank you for joining me to receive this message. So I am going to pull just a card that is a message from the Magical Messages Oracle deck. This message is just giving like a theme or some idea on the focus of the month of September. This is all about the month of September. This reading is for. Creative Wonderment is here. I've done several readings. I mean, this is the deck that you can see how many cards are in here. This card has come out a few different times during other readings, so you can check some of your other placement signs and the readings for those to see if this helps bring additional information. But this Creative Wonderment, this is talking about following your passion. And this is something I believe last week I was really feeling coming in, the energy pulling in about finding what is destined for you, finding your North Node aligned, right? We do have this full moon in Pisces. It is pretty close to where the North Node is sitting, and the transiting North Node in Pisces right now. So this does feel to me, again, like taking a leap of faith and like aligning on a path that is meant for you, that is an alignment for you, where you're creative, you're not only your creativity, but your skill set is really emphasized, it's appreciated, it's respected, it gets what it deserves, that sort of energy. Seven deadly sins is at the bottom of the deck, humanity's destructive traits. Right away when I'm looking at that, I feel the need to say, be mindful of any self-sabotaging behaviors or things like that. It just makes me feel real strong. Self-sabotaging patterns, you know, these can be insecurities, doubts, fears that kind of you fall into and align with, so it kind of blocks or stops or messes things up for you. Just be very mindful of that, okay? This first card is the Seven of Air, and that really is going along with exactly the energy that I'm picking up on. Seven of Air, Seven of Air talks about doing things underhanded or sneaky. It's a deceptive energy. The Seven of Air is. Four of Waters is right there too. So I get the vibe just because of these energies that I'm feeling. I feel, and you'll know what resonates with you and what doesn't. I feel like some self-sabotaging patterns or behaviors can be a result of negative seeds that get planted in your mind, whether they be you having these negative thoughts of like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough for this, or it just gives me self-sabotaging. It can be external as well, where, sometimes you hear things or people say things, and I feel like this has been a block. So you're going to know if this resonates with you, because you'll recognize like it's a pattern. It's not something that's just happening today or last week or last month. It's been something throughout, I feel, a significant part of your life, if not all of your life, where you've really, right, in hindsight 2020, you've recognized where you've allowed things to just connect with you in a way that felt like a self-sabotaging behavior pattern or something like that. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. I feel like they're going to recognize it. I do feel that energy of you having that, really stepping in. And like, if this is a fear, I feel you just facing the fear and taking a leap of faith is what I'm feeling. So we got the Page of Fire. That talks about communication. It talks about movement. Fire is an active energy, right? So there is some sort of, I feel like it's in regards to a creative endeavor, doing something, right? Like maybe you've always had a fear of doing something on your own, or getting done, a traditional job or employment or source of income, and taking a leap of faith into something that you ultimately are building yourself, right? That can be a big fear. Page of Fire at the bottom of the deck, and here's the Five of Fire right here. So with the Five of Fire, I am seeing these butterflies, so I am feeling this transformation. I'm also feeling with this energy, this isn't, like, fives talk about challenges that ultimately bring forth change. Like, the challenge brings you to a point to be a catalyst to change a situation, whatever that situation is, right? And I'm feeling with this is you're recognizing you're like no longer ignoring where these challenging aspects are, or how you cope maybe with the challenges and things like that. I feel like you're, like, if this was a fear, I feel like you're going to face a fear without, the worry or the concern of if is it gonna be, how the end result goes, right? I feel like that's a major step forward for whoever I'm talking to. Because I feel like once you face that, it's like the end result makes no difference, because you've passed a test and you can see by the alignment the things that, like, it's almost like you're releasing whatever that pattern is, and it changes, like it's totally transforming. There's where those butterflies come in, something that helps you and assists you in aligning with what is authentic, what is real, what is true, versus the fear of the unknown, or the fears, doubts, and insecurities, or things like that. Whatever this is, I feel like you're liberating yourself from something that's been very toxic in your life. And it feels to me like, if this is not external saboteurs, this is like self-sabotaging behavior. But that's what it feels like for me. And look at the next card that shows up, and that is the Three of Fire. This talks about growth, expansion, and moving forward. That's why I felt that energy of, once you face this fear, it's like, regardless of how the end result comes through, it's going to be a positive end result, because it's going to, it like liberates you from whatever that was keeping you stuck. And another fire energy at the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Fire. A lot of fire in your chart. So part of this toxic behavior or energy could be, like I said, it does kind of feel to me, and this isn't going to resonate with everybody. Take what's for you, release what doesn't. Check other placements in your chart, other readings that go along with those signs and things like that, and that could be more helpful. So I do feel like there has been a pattern that has just really not served you well. And I feel like once you face this fear, it's like that fear no longer exists. And it's like you break that pattern, you break that cycle, you eliminate that and get rid of this toxic energy and that self-sabotaging, whether it be on your end is self-sabotaging, or the energies that are around you that are toxic, that are constantly, or you have patterns of being sabotaged by, right? This is someone having the strength, courage, and confidence to stand in their power, and they are ready to shine. This is a Queen of Fire. This is Leo energy ruled by the sun. The sun talks about illumination. It talks about happiness, joy, success. When, the sun is a vital thing for life. Like, we love the sun. Well, I hope we all love the sun. I love the sun. I think you do too. I think everybody loves the sun, right? The days are longer. It feels warmer. The brightness just brings an uplifting energy to it. And then there's a Two of Air. So this talks about being at a crossroads. Well, let me see the bottom of the deck. Wow. And the Two of Earth. So right away, that's exactly how I'm feeling. What's underneath that? Eight of Fire. Oh, I like. Ooh, okay. So with the Two of Air and the Two of Earth, I feel like there is like the Two of Air can represent being at a crossroads, needing to make a choice, not necessarily knowing which way to go, right? Same thing with the Two of Earth. This talks about making a choice, right? And you could see her kind of like almost juggling two pentacles, right? I know it's hard to see. Let me lift it up. See her with a pentacle in each hand, juggling some things. I feel there's an infinite shift and change in a mindset, the way you think about things, or even the choices you make. Like this could be where you feel like you've even shocked yourself with a choice or a decision that you choose, right? That you're choosing to do that is much different than typically you would choose or do. I feel like this is going to, oh, look at the bottom of this deck, and I haven't even got to this one yet. There's the Wheel of Fortune. That's going to be the catalyst for the change, right? Is whatever this choice and decision is that you're making. You're trying to do something, like even when you look at the Two of Pentacles in this card, and you're looking at the Two of Swords in that card, you could see their arms, right? They're kind of like in the same way. And it feels like they're, you know, she's looking at the one that's rising up. She's looking at the higher pentacle. This one's looking at the lower pentacle over here, and I kind of feel this is where this shift is. It's looking towards the brighter side, towards the higher vibration versus looking at the lower vibration. Again, I really feel strongly somebody is really going to resonate with self-sabotaging behavior in all of this. Or like I said, it's an external, you know, like behaviors or patterns or cycles of being connected with deceptive people, toxic people, that sort of thing. It's one of those things that I feel really strongly. But as you can see with this Two of Pentacles, that's where her gaze is, right? After this Two of Pentacles comes that Eight of Fire, and the Eight of Fire, another fire energy in your reading, Libra. And that talks about quick movement forward. That talks about being catapulted forward. And like I said at the very beginning of this, I really do feel that energy for you. It's like once you, you know, stand on this, once you, and the energy I'm feeling is you're very confident in what you're doing. You may be a little wobbly kneed. That's just, you know, saying that as an example. We're a little, you know, little shaky about standing on new territory or brand new legs or whatever you want to call it, and however you want to look at that. But I do feel you're confident in knowing that what is happening right now is not for you. It's not working for you, and you're just, it gives me the vibe of, I'm just done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. I've done it over and over and over. It keeps repeating in my life. And recognizing, being honest with yourself and saying, no, I want more. I'm not settling for less. I'm raising my standards. I'm shifting and changing things. I'm the catalyst for the change I want to see in my life. And look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. So that's the Star card. And this talks about a healing. And I feel like you've healed in your outdated self, right? Like you've healed on a very powerful, high vibrate, like there's been a major healing in your life. This does feel like it's not something, like I said, that was last week, last month. It does feel like it's been a long period of your life. And at the bottom of the deck is the sun, right? And when I'm looking at this pentacle, it does look to me like the sun. I feel that. I feel the glow around it. And even when you're looking at the low vibration doesn't have that glowing. And look at this, see at the top, you see that? That's an archangel watching out, looking over you as you're going through this transformation and this change right now. And I feel like it's there to support you to go for the gold, like go for the higher vibration, go for the things that are outside of your comfort zone, but that are ultimately for a greater good. In the bottom of the deck with the sun being here, like this is fantastic. I was just talking about the sun, where the sun illuminates and the sun brings forth a lot of higher vibrational energy. It brings happiness, joy, success, victory. It illuminates things that are of a higher vibration. So let's keep going. And you know, it's interesting because the sun was on the bottom and the star was on the top, or that came out on the table, that Leo and Aquarius are opposite signs, right? And I do feel like both of these are really strongly impacted. There are a lot of things that are happening in both of these signs right now. You can look at your chart and see where Leo and where Aquarius reside for you, what houses. It's hard to tell because where the degrees, but you'll have some sort of an idea, even if it's a house where you have like part of your fifth house, part of your sixth house, you're gonna know, right? At least get a better idea on what that's talking about. So let's keep going here. And I love, right, like I said, when you make that choice, it's like you're catapulted through this healing, through into that sun, into the happiness, the joy, the success. So now I am seeing the Seven of Pentacles out here. I feel this is an energy, and look at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands again. So you have the Eight of Wands that I've seen in two different decks, okay? Talking about propelling forward, excelling, you know, this is beautiful energy for me to see. I feel this Seven of Pentacles is representing through this healing process. Like I feel part of your healing process could be where you have shifted and changed where you focused, where your focus was. You see Saturn at the top of this, right up there. You see Saturn up there. Saturn right now is in Pisces. It's just barely like at the 1 degree, or not even at the 1 degree. It's like the 0 degree, and then it's going to go into the 29 degree. But it's like right on the cusp of going back into Pisces right now. We do have a full moon that's coming up, so it does give me the vibe that you're going to really see some big activity during this full moon, where in Pisces, which is happening 7th of September, that's when that is happening. So again, this reading is for the month. I feel during the month of September, you're really going to be more mindful of where you're focusing your time, energy, and attention, right? Because you want this acceleration, you want this propelling forward, you want this movement, you want something shifting and changing into a better way, into a better state. And I do feel like this is what's on the table for you, these doors opening and these opportunities to be the catalyst for that change during the month of September. So now let's look at, and look, I want to say another thing. I feel someone has had to work hard, right? Been very structured and disciplined when it came to their healing, and in regards to that Seven of Swords, that betrayals, the things that traumas that you've experienced in your lifetime, the toxic energies that were around or you've dealt with along this journey in the human realm. So let's keep going and look at the Page of Fire. Let's get some clarity on the Page of Fire. Let's get some clarity on the Page of Fire. Page of Fire. Tell us more. Give us some clarity on the Page of Fire. Oops, here we go. All right, first card out for the Page of Fire is a King of Swords. So this is already a message with the Page of Fire, like there's some sort of communication that's leading to action. King of Swords talks about communication. It talks about truth. It talks about clarity. It talks about transparency, and it also talks about having that sword. Like even when we talk about archangels, right? Because when I see the King of Swords come out, this can be representative of Archangel Michael, right? He is the only one who does have a sword. All the other archangels do not. Michael is the only one who can cut away, sever connections, ties. Like he is a warrior, right? He can be a warrior as well. And with this King of Swords, I feel like this is somebody mastering the realm of being able to cut stuff off, cut stuff out, like saying this isn't for me. So this is a really powerful shift and change, and new. It feels new. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like every time I don't have problems with my throat until I start doing these readings, and then all of a sudden it's like doing that. It's so weird. But anyhow, let's keep going. I hope this message is serving you well. Let's see. Next card that shows up with the King of Swords is the Chariot card. So let's talk about this. And look at that. There's a Temperance angel. I felt the angelic guidance. I felt it when I seen that angel up there. This is about something that's coming in. There's Sagittarius energy right there. And it does look like you're overcoming squares. I'm feeling this as a square, and squares are always challenges, right? This is overcoming a challenge, seeing things from a higher perspective. Like there is something, I feel like there's a higher learning that's involved in this. You can also see those angel wings right there. I want to talk about what I'm seeing with this, because here's a major arcana card. This is a card of Cancer. It's the Chariot in here, and that talks about movement forward. And when you look at this specific Chariot card in this deck, you see opposing forces. And I feel like this King of Swords is representing where you're mastering the realm of being pulled in different directions or back and forth, or really getting, caught up in the mindset that are opposing forces, right? It's like your mind's telling you to do this, and then your mind's saying, you're like, in your head, I just feel this energy of like you're wanting to do this, but then you're choosing to do this because of fears that come up. I feel like you're mastering this. I feel like you're taking back your power and your control, and you're going to be the driver of this chariot. And these two horses, or these two conflicting or opposing energies, are not going to be running amok. I feel like this is where you're mastering, putting them in order and ensuring that they move forward. And I do feel like you have a lot of angelic support and guidance that is helping you to do just that. All right, let's keep going. Three of Fire. Give us some clarity on this Three of Fire. First card up is the Wheel of Fortune. I've already showed this to you when I grabbed this deck, and here it is showing up on the table. So this is a pretty big deal. I'm also going to say there's two major arcana cards here, which are really talking about major life changes and choices, like turning that wheel in a different direction towards growth, expansion, good fortune, great opportunities, things like that. I feel like that's what's in the cards for you right now. And it came, like this wasn't something that just landed in someone's lap. This is somebody who had to take their power back and get, develop that internal strength, courage, and confidence to make some tough choices and decisions, to balance out that clarity, to, cut off things that were toxic and deceptive and, damaging to a person, in order to, let that stuff go, release all of that baggage, and move forward. So we got the Wheel of Fortune. This is where you're moving forward to. And wow, look at this. Six of Wands. I love the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands talks about victory, success, recognition, being appreciated, being valued. You can see this person is sitting or riding on that white horse, and we've seen the horses back here with the chariot, right? Like I feel the white horse is representing a pure light, like where again the white and the dark right there, it was like you're a positive and a negative, and I'm feeling very positive movement forward. And it's almost like that person is riding that horse, celebrating the deconstruction of what was behind them. You can see the smoke, the fire, all of that in there right now. And it's like this person is celebrating that stuff falling and being, look, right here again, Sagittarius energy, where you can see this, like this is the Wounded Warrior card, and this is like celebrating the deconstruction of that past part of your life, part of your journey, whatever that was. Again, you see that fire there where it's just being dismantled and torn down. So let's check on this Two of Air. Let's gain some clarity on what this Two of Air is representing, what messages want to come out to clarify what this Two of Air is, although I feel very strongly it was about that crossroad of choices and decisions and facing some things. So we have the Page of Cups right here. Pages represent new beginnings. I feel what's on the bottom of the deck, the Eight of Wands again. I feel like you're, tapping back into that pure soul, that unconditional love, the And I do feel like a big part of it is because you're released all the negative baggage, the toxic experiences, people, places, things, the sabotaging energies, whether they be your own or externally. I feel like you're starting like a fresh new phase in life and your journey, along your journey, that is more filled with peace, harmony, healthy relationships, a lot of love, that sort of energy. Let's get one more card. Let's get one more card for the Two of Air. And there it is, choices and decisions. This is a lover's card. It doesn't have to be like an intimate relationship, but this is more about making choices that are healthy choices. Wow, look at this. Bottom of the deck is the World card. This is somebody making a choice to close out toxic, whatever this is, toxic patterns, toxic cycles, toxic people, toxic places, people, places, things, anything that's sabotaging, whether it be self-sabotaging or external saboteurs. This is like letting this go, closing this out, making healthier choices so that you align with that higher vibration, to the sun, to the success, to the fun, to the love, to the healthy connections with whatever this is. I'm also feeling, and I felt at the beginning of this, there is something going on that I'm picking up on that is talking about using your creative energy in a way that could be part of what this healing process is for you. Whether you write music, you write whatever. I feel like you're using a creative outlet, some sort of a creative thing, skill set that you have as an outlet to like cycle out that old toxic, deceptive, underhanded energy and embrace the new energy that you're being propelled into. I hope this serves you well. I send you peace, blessings, love, and light.